Hey guys, what's up? It's Astro, and I'm coming back at you again with the second part of 3/4 Home. In this video, I'm going to be playing the epilogue. You know, in the last one, there was a bit of it's not really a cliffhanger ending, but it was kind of vague. You know, she pulled up at the house, and it was destroyed. You couldn't get back in contact with your family, so I'm assuming that they all died. But, um, the epilogue may contain, you know, some answers to that and hopefully clear up anything that may have left behind. So we're going to start anew, start from the top. Yep. And we're going to go to the epilogue. Alrighty. Also, I did notice that these, like the little, the bracketed things, are normally from stories, like the one that Ben told you, so that could have like an effect on the game, like the stories themselves could tell the game's narrative itself. Alright, so we're gonna be in Minnesota for this one, not Nebraska like last time, so maybe this is either like a flashback, because it did say that she wished she'd called. So, let's see. Well, she did say that she wished she'd called, so call Mom. Looks like there's a major change in scenery. We've got snow now. I mean, of course, we're in a different area and probably a different time period. I get to walk now. Alright, cool. Hello. Hey, Mom. It's me. Me? Who is me? It can't be Kelly. She never calls. Trying to be funny, Mom. Funny? Me? No, absolutely not. It's an honest question. Okay, I'm sorry. 3 months without a call, and it's just sorry? I'm really sorry? You're getting there. It's good to hear your voice. You too, Mom. What made you finally decide to call? Do I need a reason? I don't think so, but I've come to expect a motive from you. I just wanted to talk, Mom. I believe you. It's just a surprise is all. Are you outside? It sounds like you are. Sounds like you are because you're in a... sounds like you're in a wind tunnel. There we go. Yeah, I'm waiting for my bus. Your brother told me that you guys were going to be getting a snowstorm. You're standing around in that? I'm used to it. I don't think I ever could. But why are you waiting for a bus? You got your car fixed, didn't you? No. Kelly? Mom, it's expensive. I thought it was supposed to be an easy fix. Ooh. So maybe this is like a flashback. No, wait. My car would have been fixed by this point. So, like, she might be, like, looking back while telling this story and, like, trying to figure out what's wrong with it and replaying it in her head, maybe. Let's see. No, wait. My car would have been fixed by this point. Oh, what's going on? So there's a little vignette on the screen now. Everything's like darker around the edges. And now the house from the end of the first part is just kind of hovering there with the rain in it. Alright. So let's see if that affects anything. You decided to take the bus because you didn't want to drive on the icy roads, remember? No, that's not what I said. I said it's because my car wasn't fixed. Alright. Sorry, I forgot. Let's try to keep the important details straight, okay? I'll try. How long are you stuck waiting for your bus? Oh, so I guess if I like deviate from what the correct timeline is, or like the events that happened, that'll happen. Like the screen will change and I'll get the house from Nebraska. It should be here by now. What's keeping it? The roads? That's my guess. Which bus are you waiting for? It's the 404. Couldn't you take another one? You could warm up, maybe get a little bit closer to wherever you're going. I could. They all sort of go in the same direction. It's worth thinking about. Don't feel like you have to keep waiting in the cold on my account. I do kind of owe it to you. That's sweet of you, trying to make me feel better. It's a start, but you don't have 3 months of, but you do have 3 months of unreturned calls to make up for. Don't forget. How many times do I have to say that I'm sorry? Oh, I don't know, until I'm tired of hearing it. Great. I might let you off the hook if you can explain yourself. Ooh. I haven't been able to find the time. Really? Not even a couple of minutes every now and then? Ooh, there's a bus. Oh, but it's not the 404. Can I get on it, though? Let's see. No, it does not look like I can get on it. I thought we were done with the guilt trip. Okay, I'll let it go. What's kept you so busy? Work? That's part of it. Still at the same place? The coffee shop? Yep. Are you still liking it there? Still? I never liked it, Mom. I thought you said that it was fun. Well, okay, sometimes it's fun. See, I'm not crazy, so you don't hate it all of the time. That's good. Better than I can say about my job. What's wrong with your job? Wrestling filthy farm dogs to give them a bath? When they're just going to run around in the muck as soon as they get home? It's not exactly fulfilling work, Kelly. But I mean, it's fun, isn't it? Fun? Sure, sometimes, but a job is a job. It pays the bills. So I've heard. So, is the coffee shop really so busy that it takes up all of your time? You'd be surprised. People must want their coffee when it's that cold. And then some. Will you be able to get any time off for the holidays? You promised you'd come home this year. Ooh, I didn't come home, remember? I remember. I just thought you might want a second chance at this one. Oh, snap. I can't just pretend. Okay, so maybe this is like her conscience talking, like she's talking to herself. Then don't blame me for what I'd say next. What do you mean you're not going to make it? That's 2 years in a row, Kelly. I'm sorry, I'm worried about that drive, and I can't believe you, Kelly. You're going to have to tell your dad yourself, and Ben. Okay, let's skip this part. I hope you change your mind. Maybe you can come in after the holidays. Before school starts back up. I'll see what I can do. If you need help with a plane ticket, let me know. When is the semester done for you? Just a couple more weeks. That's sooner than I thought. Are your classes going alright? They're going pretty well. Is that the 404? Nope. That's great. I knew that getting a tutor would help. School is definitely not going well. No, but isn't this the conversation you wanted? But it isn't true. And? I don't know. I wish I could have told you then. Then tell me. I'm not doing well this semester, Mom. What? My grades are terrible. Is Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just the classes I'm taking are difficult. I thought you were looking forward to this semester, especially that photography class. You bought that expensive camera and everything. That was before I knew I was terrible at it. That can't be true. I've seen some of the pictures you've taken. They're good. They have no meaning. Do you really believe that? It doesn't matter. My teacher does. He said that to you? She did. Oh, she. Sorry. I assumed. Never mind. So, what does she want you to do? She wants me to be more daring. I'm not sure what that means. Like, pushing the boundaries. What boundaries? The boundaries. You know? Okay, sure. The boundaries. How are you going to go about pushing the boundaries? I have no idea. Couldn't you just fake it? I mean, explain why what you're doing pushes the boundaries without it being completely true? I could. You don't sound thrilled about the idea. I don't want to phone it in. That's admirable, I guess. But don't forget the priorities here. A grade is a grade. You would be all about the grade, wouldn't you? A grade is a grade. A job is a job. My wisdom isn't exactly the most creative. Wisdom? You're damn right it's wisdom. I'd like to know what you thought you could do to pull that grade up, though. I had to do well in my final project. You will. I have a feeling. My professor wasn't too happy with the project. I thought it turned out pretty well. It was terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. That's not entirely your fault. I could have done better. At least you tried. I wish you would have kept with it, really. I really did like your pictures. I sold the camera. You can always get another one. Maybe. What about the rest of your classes? Is there anything that you can do to help those grades out? What's with all these questions? I'm just trying to understand what's going on. You really wouldn't give me a break, would you? Probably not. I wouldn't have talked to you in months. I'd want to know everything, especially about school. I was shocked when you told me about your grades that year. The tutor didn't work out. I was furious. I don't think I ever have been that mad at you. It wasn't like this wasn't like I wanted it to happen. No, but you let it happen. Again. You dug yourself that hole, and I think you were an idiot for it. Can we move on? And to lie about it to me for so long, that's just not how I raised you. There's a lot more going on than you knew. Then you should have talked to me about it. I'd want to be there for you, Kelly. I'd want to help. Okay. Talk to me, Kelly. I want to be here for you. I want to help. I feel like I'm alone here. Alone? But I thought you had your friends up there. You've told me about Hannah and Kyle and his boyfriend. And hell, what about Jesse? Jesse and I are having problems. What kind of problems? Ooh, so now I get to pick what gender. Alright. She's been distant. Distant how? Like you never see her? I see her plenty. Then how is she distant? We never really talk. At all? Well, when we talk, it's not about anything substantial. So, you mean about life's mysteries and your future and all that? Not exactly, but you get the point. Maybe she's as busy and exhausted as you are. That's the thing. I don't know. You don't ask? I don't want to come off as nosy. Wanting to know where your girlfriend isn't being nosy. Who knows what she's getting up to? I don't think she's up to anything. Then what do you think is going on? I don't think she's happy. Then you need to figure out what's going on. I don't get why you're so afraid to talk about it with her. It's complicated, I guess. I can't tell you what to do, but I want you to be happy, and you're not. Something has to change. You're right. So, that's what's been getting to you, or is there more? There's also Kyle and Peter. What about them? I hardly hear from them anymore. Why is that? They're just living different lives, I guess. Different how? They're trying to adopt a kid. So? It's just they've moved on. Doesn't mean you can't stay friends. No, but it does make it very difficult. Sure, I understand that. It happens, though, and sometimes there just isn't much you can do about that. It still sucks. You're right, it really does. So, is that all that's been getting to you, or is there more? There's also Hannah. How is she doing? She got married. Oh, good for her. I guess so. She seemed happy. Seemed? She still is, for all I know. You're not keeping in touch? I haven't seen her in months. Why is that? The guy she married's a jerk. So you're avoiding her because of him. Not exactly. Is she avoiding you? That's the feeling I get. If she's avoiding you, don't blame yourself. Marriage is a tricky thing. You can't always see what's going on from the outside. I know, but it's hard not to. I think you should give her a call sometime. Now that I know you still know how to use a phone. Who knows? Maybe she'll come back around. She's bound to start missing some of her friends. I hope so. I do too. And between Hannah, Jesse, and the boys, I can understand why you'd feel... Is abandoned the right word? It works. I'm sorry, Kelly. I wish you didn't feel that way. I don't even know how it got this far. What do you mean? I didn't even notice it happening. It was just like I woke up one day and everything was different. Why didn't you try and stop it? There was nothing to be done. It felt inevitable. Ooh, it's getting dark again, and there's no trees. And I felt stuck, telling the same story over and over. Everyone else had moved on with their lives, but not me. And the whole time you never once thought to call home? It wasn't that simple. Is this really the conversation that you wish you would have had with me? Oh, and there's the tornado sirens. Oh, wow, that's eerie. Alright. You took over the conversation. What am I supposed to do? How could I have done that? Question after question after question. Do we have to go through this every time? I don't know what you mean. You're the one who asked for all of this, and you're trying to act like I'm in the wrong. Well? Oh wow, there's that. That's definitely not snow. Oh please. You're just ashamed to say that you wanted this to happen. That you wanted your problems to feel important. What? You knew that I was having a hard time. You knew that all of us were. And instead of acting like you cared about all of the things you were going through, or we were going through, you decided to bitch and moan about all of your stupid problems instead. Stop. Please. Your dad nearly died. Weeks went by when I didn't have anyone to talk to. Ben tried to help, but he just doesn't understand how. I'm sorry. Did it ever occur to you that maybe I needed someone to talk to? Mom, please, I didn't raise you to be so selfish or ungrateful. And the whole time, you're throwing your future away because you're sad? What the hell is wrong with you? It wasn't... Your dad and I worked to give you every opportunity we didn't have. I never had the chance to go to college, but you turn around and end up back where we were, interviewing for your dad's old job because what? You just couldn't handle it? Can we just go back to how we were talking before? Why? This is what you're really thinking, deep down, buried beneath all the other garbage you're holding on to. Please. Just tell me why you didn't call. Admit it. You were selfish, self-absorbed. You didn't care. That's not true. Then why didn't you call? Why would I? So I could list all the ways I was a disappointment? Or to hear all of the ways that your lives were falling apart? And how there was nothing that I could do to help? Or how to remind myself that I was completely on my own? I was terrified. You and Dad were always there for me, and then everything changed. Oh, wow. Now I'm all alone. I wanted to prove I could make it on my own, that you didn't need to worry about me. But I failed. I failed, and I was terrified to ask for help. Because for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like you had any help to give. Just say something, please. You're done? I'm done. Why are you torturing yourself? Because I could have done better. We all could have. What makes you think you should carry all of the blame? I could have just called. You think a single phone call would have made everything different? It would have helped. Sure, but you didn't, and there's no changing it now, and we managed. We kept going, so stop playing the martyr and finish our conversation. Okay. This is the one part you always get exactly right, you know? A little typo in there. Whoops. What part? You can always talk to me, Kelly. I hate that you feel like you're out there all by yourself. There's a lot going on here, I know, but I always have time for you. I don't want to burden you. It's not a burden. I'm sorry that I haven't called. It's okay. I'm not mad. There's the 404. My bus is here. You should get on this one. You've been standing out in the cold long enough. But I haven't even asked about Dad. He's doing fine. He's healing, starting to get around on his crutches. It's been a slow process, but he's getting there. Or how Ben's doing in school. Ben, he's definitely having problems, but that isn't anything new. It's nothing that your dad and I can't handle. We'll figure it out. If there's anything I can do, stop it, Kelly. Get on that damn bus. I don't want to. It's going to leave, whether you're on it or not. It'd be easier to ride along, wouldn't it? I go. Okay. I love you, Kelly. Love you too. Goodbye, Kelly. Until next time. Goodbye. Alright, so now I guess I have to get on the bus. Yep. Wow. Alright. So, the environment around me completely disappeared. I'm just about to get on a floating bus. So, I'm gonna assume that that was almost like a flashback to her. Like when she got to the house and realized that they were all dead, she kind of like she went into shock almost, I guess, and started to think about all the things that she could have done but didn't do. And during that conversation, I think all of the text lines that were in brackets were, ooh, until next time, were they were like realizations almost, like things that she could have said but didn't. And you know, I'm not too sure how to actually take that, but that was very interesting. It was very good. I do feel like it takes multiple playthroughs though. Those different text options may lead to different outcomes, so I may play through it again, just, you know, the beginning part and the epilogue, but those will be in different episodes. I'm going to go back to the main menu and check and see if anything's different there before I end this video. Alright, so we've got the intro. Let's go to more. Let's see if there's anything new in here. Alright, so I can select photos now. Let's see what's in photos. Kelly Mayer's photos 1610 fall 2007 final project. So this is her project that she turned into her photography class. Home. Alright, so that's her house. Looks like a decent sized house. Swing, you know, suburban stuff going on there, yeah. Growth. I mean, these aren't bad pictures. Open. Looks like a big park maybe on the other side of town. Other side of her neighborhood. Friends. Kind of like the light at the end of her dark tunnel. Sit. Ooh, that could be like how she's alone. That could symbolize how she's alone. The only chair that's open is for her and no one else is around, maybe. Interpretive art going on here. Framed. Alright. So we've got that warehouse sort of thing through a cutout in like a piece of wood inside of that tire. Heat. Iceman. Get high. Yeah. Call. We got what looks like a phone in like an abandoned house in the woods. That's kind of weird. Modern Serenity. Quack. Yeah, because of the ducks out there in the cornfield. Memory. I wonder if... How did her dad lose his leg again? Because that may be like a car accident or something like that. Might be what her memory is. Minnesota. Afternoon. Machinery. Life. Left. An abandoned boat. Home to. Rubble. Sky. Lit. Hey, it's lit. Friends too. Her dog. Aw. Bit. Afternoon to. Passage. Detrius. Afternoon 3. Autumn. Left. Kelly. Overall, I'm impressed by your final project. That said, I have a few notes. You did not reach the 30 photograph requirement. Work on your titles. Most of them came across as too simple or pretentious. Is there any logic to the order of these photos? As a photo essay, there should be some kind of discernible through line. I'm not sure that I could sense one in your project. Why didn't you group your photos with similar themes, home 1, 2, etc.? I don't understand why you spaced them out like you did. It looks like most of these photographs were taken in the same area. The assignment was to explore several areas around Minnesota. I think that's first paragraph. I'm not sure what that says. I can only count 4 in your photos. Talk to me if I'm mistaken. I really think your project would have benefited from more time, focus, and content. Your choices, location, titling, ordering, feel rushed or even derivative. I'm not sure what that says. Possibly even pretentious. But your eye for composition has come a long, long way this semester, and the subject matter you've chosen has the potential to be very interesting for some reason. This project manages to be better than the sum of its parts. I hope to see you in class next year. 70 out of 100. So she didn't even really fail. She passed. So the grade on it wasn't that bad. And it just starts over. Alright. Return to the main menu. Yeah. Let's check the stories one now. Because I'm not sure what that is either. I think, like when Ben read Untitled, I think it may put stories in here, considering photos was her photo project. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. Alright, so we've got Untitled. Untitled's here. And it's the same format as the photography project. Oh, and there's rain on it, too. Look at that. So when I switch pages, the rain starts to drip on the pages like it's paper. Oh, that is neat. That is a really, really cool effect. Okay, so let's check out some of these stories. Let's start with this one. These may all be by Ben. Let's see. Dad, please don't let Mom read this one. The Orchard by Ben Myers. Or Mayers. 3/4 Home by Ben Mayers. The Drunkard's probably about their dad. By Ben Mayers, yep. And of course there's Untitled. Alright. So, this one's 15 pages long, but I think I'm going to read it anyway before I close out this video. And in the other ones, if you guys are interested, just comment down below on this one if you guys want to have a video that's dedicated to a story, or if you would rather me just wait until I go back and replay these to, you know, see if there's any different options, and just read a story at the end of each episode. A Wanderer in the Wastes by Ben Mayers. Nothing waits for you in the wastes, she said. The words echoed in the wanderer's ears as he walked, his pace ragged and uneven. I am dying, he said to himself. In every direction an identical path, not mirrored, not unchanged, but identical nonetheless. The wanderer did not understand it, himself, but it was true. He turned his head, yet the image before remained familiar, changed, in the ways that only men find important, but the footfalls remained unchanged. The handholds were the same. Every direction led to one destination, one he had not set out for, but one that pulled with an inescapable gravity. I am dying, he said again to no one. His words felt muted, the air passed between his lips, but were muffled, weakened. I am dying, he said once more. You go in search of that which you do not want to find, she said. With each step, the wanderer felt his mind twist in on itself. His breath came in desperate, raspy gulps. With each step, his footprints weakened. The ashen indentations lost definition, disappearing. The wanderer felt himself fading. Desperate, he clumsily felt for the flask strapped to his thigh, still half full. I have strength to carry on, he said to himself. The world heard only a gurgling sigh. I must leave. The woman shook her head. You are wrong, she said. The wanderer came upon a tree. He turned his head about to see if this apparition would follow his gaze, as did every other landmark. It did not. The wanderer stumbled to the tree, placing his palm against it. Beneath the bark, he felt a warmth pulsating beneath his fingertips. It spoke to him. "You are dying," it said. "I am," the wanderer agreed. "You are a fool," the tree said. "No, I am not." "Then you are blind." "I see you well enough." "You hardly see at all." The wanderer closed his eyes, thinking that the tree spoke the truth, that he did not quite understand. As his eyes closed, his palm fell into empty air. The tree had gone. The path lay before him in every direction. The wanderer walked. "You are a fool," the woman said. You know not the danger," the woman said. The wanderer stood upon a precipice. Below, a city long dead lay in ruin. His fingertips brushed the flask strapped to his thigh, 1/4 full. "I promise myself to you," the wanderer said. The woman looked at his, her eyes piercing into his heart. "I believe you," she said, "but you will break your promise." "Never." She closed her eyes, her head tilting downward, the intricate jewels upon her forehead chiming a sad note. "You are mistaken, wanderer." The wanderer emptied the flask, droplets spilling onto his cracked lips. Tossing the flask aside, the wanderer spoke. "A lie," he said. The wanderer stood before a gate, hewn from burnt timber, dark in the way that only those things with once held light can be dark. A figure stood atop the gate, robed and gazing upon the wanderer with contempt. "You have reached your destination, wanderer, but why you wish to come here I still do not comprehend. You laid your hand upon my breast, and even then you did not believe me." The wanderer could not find the strength to speak. "I do not understand what you say. Has your time in the wastes addled your mind?" "My mind is untouched. You are speaking in riddles." "Riddles? Oh, wanderer, I assure you I speak plainly. If I wanted to riddle, I would choose one wiser and cleverer than you." "You insult me." "I am honest. I apologize if it is foreign to you." "You are foreign to me, spectre." "I am afraid not. It is you that is foreign to yourself." "You have grown a stranger to me," she said. "What do you mean?" "You know," she said. The figure shifted its weight, leaning over the rampart. "You ridicule me," the wanderer managed to croak, the words painful. The figure said nothing. "You torment me. This place is of your making." The wanderer reached for his flask, as if by reflex. His fingers found only a spot worn into denim, the flask long cast away. "Wake, my love," he said. "I am awake." "You must go back to her," he said. "I cannot." "You are a fool," he said. The gates creaked open before the wanderer, revealing a place cast so heavily in shadows as to be heavy with it. "You have chosen this path," the figure bellowed. "Come or be gone." The wanderer stood before the open gate, feeling the emptiness of his frame. "And if I do not?" "Then you may wander these wastes." There must be another option. The figure turned away. "I grow weary of your indecision. It is no longer of any importance to me. You have all of the guidance you will receive." The figure appeared to descend an unseen staircase. "Wait," the wanderer pleaded. "There is so much I must yet ask of you." The figure did not answer. "I felt your path when I first felt your heart," she said. I am not pained, she said. But for you I grieve, she said. Take your leave, she said. Your path lies in the wastes, though through no other journey will you find peace, she said. The wanderer stood before the open gate, unmoving, a great terror spreading through his chest. I am dying, he spoke aloud. The wastes gave no response. His hand once again brushed the worn spot of his thigh, searching for a drink. I am empty, he spoke aloud. He took a step. I am abandoner. He strode to the gate's threshold. I am dishonored. He hesitated. I am frightened. A light cut through the darkness ahead, illuminating a single tree. You are blind, the tree said. No, said the wanderer. I believe I may finally see. He took a step into the thick veil beyond the gate. Do you love him? She asked. I do. Then you have chosen your path, she said. I did not wish for this to happen. You must wander all the same. You cannot stay here, she said. I do not want to. I will change. I will love you. No, she said. You won't, she said. And you shouldn't, she said. The wanderer stood before the solitary tree once again, his palm outstretched. He leaned into the tree. You are dying, the tree said. Yes, I am, the wanderer agreed. Do you regret your path? The wanderer hesitated. His breath came in shallow gasps. He recalled the disdain in her eyes. He felt himself dying. No, the wanderer finally said. The tree assumed a new shape. The figure now stood before the wanderer. Good, the figure said, smiling. Will you come with me? Yes, the wanderer said. Close your eyes, said the figure. Close your eyes, she said. Close your eyes, he said. Come with me, said the figure. Go with him, she said. Come with me, he said. And wake. Your path is not yet ended. You were sleeping, he said. I didn't mean to wake you, he said. Alright, so what I can get from that story is that I'm thinking that Ben wrote it and placed himself as the wanderer, and then like he felt as if he was dying, and he felt depressed and everything, and that the flask was like his last little bits of hope. And when he finally ran out, he still tried to like go back to it, but it wasn't there. Like he tried to have hope. But I also feel like it has to do with Kelly not ever being there, because at the beginning, they talk about how Kelly and Ben were so close before she left, and how like Ben used to play guitar and everything, and then once Kelly left, Ben changed a lot, and he stopped playing guitar, and he stopped being like happy in a sense. And I feel almost like the tree or the figure is supposed to represent Kelly, and how like Kelly awoke him and saved him from death, and you know, brought life back, or light back into his life. But I honestly have no idea. So that's all for this episode. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like for me to add a story on to the end of every episode when I go back and replay through the beginning and the epilogue in a later video. For now, that's all, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.